Hi Heather.
Hi Dan.
How you doing?
Very well. It's Wednesday morning. We're doing good. Hey, this Sunday just gone. What day was it?
Sunday.
It was Mothering Sunday. You of all people should know.
Not in Finland.
No, not in Finland, but you have family in UK.
To be fair, I did leave a card and some flowers for my mum behind when I left, so...
Okay, that's good. Do you celebrate both, or just one?
I celebrate English Mother's Day with my English mother and Finnish Mother's Day with my wife.
Okay.
It spreads the cost.
But it doesn't change the cost.
Well, no. So what have you been up to since we last spoke?
We shaved the dog, so now he has his summer coat, which means he has no fur. And of course, the temperatures were really nice on the weekend and then they dipped again, so he's a little bit cuddly at the moment. And then I went to a gallery opening, so we'll talk about that at some stage. And then I've got some quiz questions for you.
Oh no, I wasn't prepared for this at this time of day.
No, they're easy quiz questions.
Yeah, but even easy ones at this time of day.
Okay. You've done some things as well. What have you been up to?
I've been to the Helsinki Cine Aasia festival. So the Asian Film Festival in Helsinki.
Okay.
Which I've done weekend just gone. Managed to catch 5 films. It's a yearly film festival held in Kinopalatsi over 3 cinemas. There were 12 films on the Friday and Saturday. I think possibly the Sunday there were 10. And on the Thursday there were 4 as well. I did 5. I thought 5 was quite impressive. I aimed for 6, but I hit 5. So everything from comedy to depressing to war to kind of everything. So I've got 5 films to tell you about for that. But why don't you kick off this week?
All right, so last time we were talking, you'd been clothes shopping at second-hand stores.
This is correct.
And I tried to say that, yeah, Finland's really good, but I didn't have all the facts at my hands. So, in the meantime, there was actually an article in Hesari last week about this, but my research also dug up that in 2014, in Finland, only 30% of household waste was recycled, and a big blame at the time was put on the fact that landfill and incinerators were in mass use, I guess you could say. Then last week we were taught there was another article from Hesari all about recycling centre. And Finland is in front when it comes to buying used items. 66%. Followed by Sweden at 63, Britain at 62, and then it goes down. Oh yeah, Australia's there, we're 58%. And then when it comes to buying clothes, we share first place with Poland at 33%. So we're quite good.
While we're talking about things like this, I would like to just mention the sad fact that the food bank in Mulapuro is closing at the end of next month.
Yes.
That's been a godsend for many, many people over its 30 years, and it's, well, I don't know what people are going to do without that.
It will put pressure on all the other services, for sure.
Yeah. So, you did a gallery opening. Let's lighten the mood.
Let's lighten the mood. Although, to be fair, the subject matter a little bit on the serious side. So it was at Lapinlahden. There's a little gallery space there. It's called Gallery Kuja, and it's a corridor that looks out over the sea. Saha Ajami and Johanna Rajakallio were the 2 ladies that were or are exhibiting. The show's actually on until the 29th of March, so there's still time for people to hop along and have a look. I'll talk about the Finnish lady first. Her pieces are woolen creations that her mother actually made. So her mother has suffered, I guess you could say that she's lost the capacity of speech. So they were communicating using these woolen pieces. They're strung all the way up on the ceiling. And then the other lady is an Iranian woman living here in Helsinki, Saha Ajami. I actually have one of her calendars. She has She has a really sharp eye, I'm going to say. So really good. She's really good at capturing an emotion or a feeling and putting it on paper. So obviously what's happening in Iran at the moment, there are some very strong thoughts. And we did talk about that, but I'm not going to go into that on the podcast. She has some really topical prints of protest and like freeing Iran, and then also just social pieces. And I don't know, have you seen the ladder picture on, I guess, LinkedIn? There's two ladders, and on the left-hand side, the man is climbing the ladder, and the rungs are equally spaced, and they're very close together, so it's very easy for the man to climb up the ladder. And on the right-hand side, the woman's ladder, the rungs are really, like, it's impossible to go from rung to rung because they're just so far apart. And so this is one of her pieces, and it's been copied so many times. Like it's just everywhere. It's really good for her, but at the same time really bad because she hasn't been credited in a lot of places. But I highly recommend and follow her on Instagram. Her Saha Illustrates, I think is her name. All right, so who's having a 100-year anniversary this year?
Is this a company or a person?
Now it's a person, but the person does have a company.
I might need you to break it down to a field, and then I can maybe guess from there.
Graphic design.
I only know my wife as a graphic designer, so you're going to have to help me out here.
Erik Bruun. Are you familiar with the work of Erik Bruun?
No.
All right, we'll come back to his work. He was born 7th of April, 1926. So what's that? 3 weeks from now will be his 100th birthday. I'm presuming he's in good health and will make it to his 100th birthday. Okay, so where was he born? This is the quiz. Was he born in Helsinki? Was he born in Turku? Or was he born in Viipuri?
Let's go Viipuri because of the fact that that's the odd one out of those three.
Well, no, they all are big cities. One is no longer part of Finland, but they all are very important cities in Finland. But yes, you are 100% correct. He was born in Viipuri, and then his family relocated to Helsinki after the Continuation War. Brands that he has worked with. Has he done work for Cine? Has he done work for Hartwell Jaffa? Has he done work for Suomi 100?
Judging from the fact that his city no longer exists, then I would say the Helsinki 100.
Suomi 100.
Suomi 100.
Answer is all of the above.
We do have a habit of throwing in an all of the above question in these.
But I think it's really cool that, I will definitely share some of his work. So maybe his best known, the one that I really like the Jaffa print, but the Simon Nordpa, the ring seal that is sort of bobbing in the water and looks a bit cheeky, that's one of his. Yes, so he turns 100 in 3 weeks' time.
Okay, happy birthday to him.
Happy birthday to him. If you're not familiar with his work, it's actually quite broad in the Finnish environment. And then what is coming? Summertime is coming. Woohoo!
So we're changing the clocks soon, are we?
Yes, what do? You spring forward. So yes, we lose an hour's sleep. But that will not be until, I think, 2 more weeks.
Is it the last weekend of the month?
Yes. What have you been up to?
So, as I mentioned at the beginning, I went to the Helsinki Cine Aasia Festival. It's a 4-day Asian film festival held in Kinopalatsi. This year it was between the 12th and the 15th of March. So I saw 5 films. Let me try and break these down to simple sort of, this is what it is. So the first one I saw was called Amoeba, set in Singapore. It's about a youthful rebellion when a new girl enters an elite school, and basically she befriends 3 of the girls in the school, and they start breaking the rules by using a video camera to record all their things, where they're mocking teachers and doing things they shouldn't and stuff, but she loses the video camera, and they get caught because the teacher finds it. And it's about the development of friendships in teenagers, and eventually they're discussing changing schools, and one of them goes behind the back of the others to go to a very elite school when they've all agreed they'll go to a crappy school together, and
oh dear,
that kind of thing. It was good.
In English or in Malay or Mandarin?
Most of them were in the country's language. However, Amoeba was mostly in English, because it was an elite school, which means in Singapore, that means you're speaking English.
Yeah, okay.
So most of the conversation was in English in it. There was a little bit of whatever language they use in Singapore.
Singapore's multicultural, so it could have been Malay, it could have been like an Indian dialect, it could have been Mandarin, so yeah.
I honestly couldn't tell you, because I was quite into the film, to be honest.
Okay.
And then after that, literally 20 minutes after that, I went to see a film called 3670, which is about a gay North Korean asylum seeker and how he gets by when he's in South Korea and trying to fit in.
What do the numbers refer to?
The numbers refer to text messages which are between this group, and you have to put a number in when you say you're going to turn up for an event.
Okay.
It's got some comedy moments in it. It's light-hearted but quite sad at the same time. It explores relationships and adapting to a new life situation, and in a way, there were bits of it I could really relate to because of the, trying to fit into a new culture. And although I find Finnish culture is quite similar to British culture, there's still some differences that you have to overcome, and I felt that was the same with a North Korean in South Korea.
Okay.
Good film, worth a look. It's sort of the seedy gay underground in South Korea, which doesn't really have any films about it yet. So that seemed to be quite a deep delve into stuff people don't know about. So then I saw what was probably my favourite serious film of it, called She Taught Me Serendipity. This was a Japanese film. I would say it's a slightly twisted youthful love story with a bit of a love triangle.
Okay.
It's pretty intense at times, but worth a watch, and has a wonderful twist in the story at the end. But basically, this guy, teenager, comes back to school having been off for a few months and spots this girl and tries to chat her up, and they end up having a few dates together. However, somebody he works with then reveals that she's been in love with him since she met him, and everything takes a bit of a turn.
Oh, okay.
But if you want to see something that's very well written, and I think everybody can relate to parts of it, I would say that's the one to see. She Taught Me Serendipity.
Okay.
That was on Saturday, and then again, half an hour after that or so, I went to see a film called The Specials. This was an out-and-out ridiculous shoot-'em-up comedy.
Okay. Where was this one from?
This is Japanese as well.
Right.
Saturday was Japan Day. So a Yakuza gang becomes a dance troupe in order to make a hit on somebody.
Okay.
Is the basic premise of this. It's sort of, let's say, it's Reservoir Dogs meets K-pop Idol or something.
Interesting.
I would say definitely the highest budget film that I saw, because they had a lot of car chases and things blowing up and stuff like that.
I think that's the one I want to see.
It's a very good film, and it's quite heartwarming as well. They take on people who have been hitmen in the past but have either retired or gone in a different direction. And they all get together and they hate each other, they never work with each other, all this kind of stuff. But when they've been kicked out of just about every dance school for not taking it seriously, one of the guys is now working in a home for orphans. And one of the orphans becomes the dance teacher. So the relationship between this 9-10-year-old girl and these hitmen is beautiful. It's so well written, and it shows the two sides of them,
Interesting.
And she's the only one who's able to tell them off and tell them to take it seriously and get them actually dancing together rather than hating each other. It's really, really well written, actually.
And what was that one called?
That one's called The Specials.
I want to see that. I'm going to track that down.
The last one was Hallen, which is from South Korea. The director and the producer were there for a Q&A, but I didn't stick around for that. Now, this is about a lesser-known incident in Korea. So after the war, Korea was quite divided in its attitudes and everything. They thought everything was going to get better because the Japanese had left. However, the government became very heavy-handed and kind of took the same stance as the Japanese had done.
Wow. So
this is about the Jeju Massacre of 1948, which is not very well known. where basically the army are wiping everybody out because they're obviously traitors. So nobody trusts anybody else, people kill their own, and it's very dark. It's very post-war, but still war, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
And the main character in this was a 6-year-old girl, and she was magnificent in the role. That one's dark, and if you're a parent, you are going to struggle not to have to take tissues for the tears that are rolling down your face during the film.
Oh dear, okay.
I would say it was slightly too long, but it is a brilliant film.
But not a documentary?
Not a documentary, no. No, there were no documentaries that I saw, at least.
Did they have any documentaries?
Not that I was aware of. I did read through all of the descriptions of the films, and I don't, Doc Point covers the documentaries in Helsinki. Yeah. So no, this was very much dramatic works from Asia. There were a couple of other films I would like to have seen, but timetables didn't match and things. But it was pretty well attended, I have to say. Every film was at least half full.
That's good.
And certainly the opening film of the festival was sold out, but that was the only one that had Finnish subtitles.
Ah, okay.
So all of the films were in their native language with English subtitles.
Okay, yeah.
I think there was one film where either the content was too heavy or people hadn't realised it was going to have English subtitles, not Finnish, because a bunch of people left about 20 minutes in.
Okay.
But I would say it was a well-organised festival. It's a good location for me, especially, because I just have to jump the metro and I'm there, because Kinopalatsi is so easy to get to. As always, the Finkino prices for food and drinks and stuff were absurd, so I didn't buy anything other than coffee while I was there. But yeah, most of the films were at least 2 hours long, so you really have to plan your pee breaks accordingly. Especially if you're going one film straight to the next one with a 15-minute gap.
Oh, yeah.
I do like foreign films, but I have to be forced into it sometimes, and I think having a festival like this does that.
Sounds cool.
So, that's what Heather and I have been up to. And the next episode, where are we exploring, Heather?
Suurtodella.
Skommarkabole.
That's the one, yes.
And that is Area 40. So I'm doing Tappulikaupunki and Tuorunummi.
And I'm doing Suurtodella.
That will be interesting. I haven't written my notes yet, so I better get on with that.
Yeah, you've got 24 hours.
Okay, well, we will be back in a week with a full episode of Exploring again.
Indeed.
Thanks, Heather.
Thanks, Dan.